Our next speaker is Susan McGowan. She is the BOC president. She is the director of athletic training education programs at the University of New Mexico. She has served in this position since 2001. Prior to taking over the program at the University of New Mexico, Susan was the head athletic trainer at Adams State in Alonso, Colorado, and an assistant athletic trainer at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. In addition to her work in the education of athletic training students, Susan has served as the director of sports medicine for ESPN Incorporated, beginning in 1994. In that role, she has helped organize and supervise more than 75 domestic and 6 international events. Susan also currently serves as a risk manager medical consultant for Red Bull North America Incorporated, as well as president of her own company, XMed Incorporated. Susan currently serves as president of the BOC Board of Directors and has been a member of the board since 2010. Susan.
Thank you and good morning. The first thing I like to do, and it's with great pleasure, is to recognize a few individuals in this room. And first and foremost, all of us have had contact with this young lady, and I'd just like you to help me thank and recognize Denise Vandal. Secondly, we wouldn't be here without all the hard efforts of this young lady and all of her group, and that is Shannon. So thank you. In addition, I'd like all the BOC board members, past and present, Mike, to please stand up and be recognized. And then I know we have a few individuals in here. The BOC is the foundation of the BOC, or volunteers. So those of you that have volunteered or are currently volunteering and serving on committees for the BOC, please stand up and be recognized. Come on, Kitty. There you go. Thank you very much. What do we do? Just hit this one? There it is. So while you're writing down your questions for Katie and or trying to figure out Greg's jokes, I'll be pretty brief on my update with the BOC. It's always a pleasure to follow this order. Denise strategically planned it, so that was good. So in October of 2014, we did sign a mutual recognition agreement with Ireland. Had the pleasure of going down there and experienced that. Mike Ferrara had laid a lot of groundwork, and so did Greg Gardner, and it was really a pleasure. And Denise is going to follow up and talk a little bit more about our mutual recognition agreements. They are a 5-year agreement, and we clearly tell the candidates that passing the BOC exam versus the MRA doesn't guarantee state licensure. Some state boards have received questions and applications from individuals educated abroad, and you know the statute doesn't allow it. We're based upon Acadia accreditation. This past NATA annual meeting, we did a professional responsibility presentation. Denise, Dr. Peer, and Dr. Loken did it. It was well received, and I think it's going to become an annual event truly talking about professional responsibility in the athletic training profession. The practice analysis 7 has been completed. The BOC board discussed it yesterday, and we will be publishing it to our website later this summer, sharing it with Katie and the NATA in the near future. The other update down there is a portfolio project, which is new in 2016. We've been looking for 500 ATs to participate in this portfolio project. How many we have, Shannon? We got about 100, so we've got another 100 in this room or 75 in this room that will maybe participate. But basically what this is AT they take a self-assessment exam, and they create and identify where their strengths and weaknesses are, and create their own portfolio or CE avenues and assessment. They come back and take in another assessment project, and just a different way of trying to figure out how to do your continuing education. At the end of 2017, they'll just, again, take another assessment exam and figure out where to go with their continuing education. Regarding regulatory network, we began in the fall of 2013, created a forum for discussion by and for regulatory staff and board members. We added a new feature to this website, allowing everyone to see activity relative to AT bills and regulation across the country using the Bill Track 50 program. Disciplinary Action Exchange, or the DAE, was developed to help the BOC, states, and consumers locate disciplinary actions in efficient manners. It's a voluntary program that was launched in March of 2014. The DAE contains final BOC disciplinary actions that have been deemed public, as well as disciplinary actions taken by state regulatory agencies. And so far, Florida, Ohio, New Hampshire are submitting their final disciplinary cases to the network, and we hope that more states will do so this year and the upcoming years. When I saw this on my slide, BOC exam, I was like, something you want to tell me, Denise? We still are having a BOC exam, right? So yes, there is a BOC exam. Each year we publish an annual report on the exam, which can be found on our website under the Resources tab. And 2014-2015 exam year report showed a first-time pass rate, as Katie kind of indicated in their report, between 80 and 82%, which is very comparable to our health professionals. And with that, as my colleague Dr. Merrick stated, I asked Denise to put this on here. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Strategic Alliance and the fact that the Strategic Alliance now has its own website. Obviously, the announcement of the professional degree was pretty historical at the NATA meeting, but I think what was really historical was the fact that all Strategic Alliance presidents were up there on that stage to talk about a decision that we all had some input in, and a great deal of input in. And I echo the comments that Mark made, and that is, it's never been stronger. There's constant communication between the BOC, Katie, NATA, and the foundation. The presidents are in constant communication, talking about issues. It doesn't mean that we're always going to agree. We'll agree to disagree, but we're letting each other's voices be heard. And I'm one of those, and I said to my board yesterday, I can't even tell you how many times as a young professional I said, don't they talk to each other? What's going on here, right? And you're all nodding your head. We're talking to each other, and I think that's huge steps if the AT profession is going to, as the AT profession grows in order to make it grow. We are coming together this fall as a strategic alliance to actually create a strategic plan. Which speaks volumes. We're going to come together and do an environmental scan and actually create our future as the AT profession. So I just wanted to make sure that we put that up there and echo Mark's comments that it's a collaborative effort. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time today and look forward to seeing you at the BOC offices for our reception later on today. And thank you very much. Thank you, sir.